guys, welcome back to another episode of Drive Time Crypto with me, Crypto Chris. And coming up on today's episode, we are looking at the Helium network as updates have been rolled out, but does that mean that the network may roll back? But before I jump into the episode, as you know guys, I'm on the road to 300 subscribers, so please guys, if you've not subscribed to my channel but you do like the content, if I can ask you to please subscribe, because that really does help my channel grow. With that being said, let's jump right into the video. So, yesterday the Discord was quite active in terms of announcement from the Helium community. The first one coming saying that they're aware that the proof of coverage is not normal for many users in the as they continue to monitor performance. I don't need to go into all that. Basically, they said that they were working on it and they've got some improvements to come. And then a few hours later, the core team continued to debug the root cause of a lowered proof of coverage receipts. And yeah, basically, that's just reiterating that there is an update coming. Now then, at 5:20. This is my time, by the way, which is GMT. I'm not sure what time zone you'll be watching in, but every time that I talk about is GMT. The core team is tagging a release for validator operators that include a bug fix for the known proof of coverage issues. After the validator update goes out, all validators will be required to take this update ASAP. I will repeat that. All validators will be required to take this update ASAP, because I'll touch on that in a minute. We will slowly start to see improvements over the course of 2 to 3 hours. We're keeping the challenges per block at 700 for now. So the challenges per block, they ramped it up to 1,000. The validators couldn't handle it. They brought it back down to 200. Then they said, oh, they should be able to handle it at 700. So that's why they've said that they will keep it at 700. And then they say they will be back in a couple of hours to give an update. Pretty much straight after that, 20 minutes later, basically they did an update that said they're aware that they've not quite got this right. This update, it was the largest update they've ever tried on the network, and basically that they tried it on the test net, but because of so many hotspots, they couldn't anticipate some of the stuff that they had going on or anticipate it. So basically they were saying, yeah, we've messed it up a little bit, we hold our runs up, we're sorry. They also wanted to reassure that even though there was this disruption, that the device packet transfers and the blockchain continue to move and the network is very much alive, but basically it was a long-winded apology, but everything, the network is live. So then that comes to the update at 7:30. The validator upgrade has been available for 1 hour and 269 validators have upgraded. We need to see much more validators update before we can see notable improvements to the proof of coverage and rewards. The team will continue to monitor the dashboard. This is what's really annoying me. It's like, why aren't the validators updating? It's your job and you're not doing it. It's really grinding. Nevertheless, then at 9 o'clock, as validators take the upgrade, pending proof of coverage challenges will get dropped and will not complete. Therefore, it's normal to see a dip in the charts before it ramps back up. So if we go and have a look at the charts, I have got it on here. So I go to the blockchain. So basically, this is, I've come down, I've zoomed into the time scale. So this is at 8 o'clock. That's where they showed it there, and they said that you'd see the dip there. So they are right. There was a dip, but then it did seem to start going back up. So if we go back to the announcements, so then at 10 o'clock, about 66% of the validators, so only two-thirds of the network validators have done what they needed to do. Once a validator is updated, it will take 200 blocks or approximately 3.5 hours time for them to discard any invalid proof of coverage challenge and start issuing updates on versions that will result in the graph. So basically, yeah, only 66% of the network validators have done the upgrade. So if that's at 10 o'clock, if we have a look at this, so there's 10 o'clock. So we give it 3 hours. So that will take us to 1 o'clock, well, 2 o'clock. We we did start to see at 2 o'clock it go up. So it is in turn with what they were predicting and what they were saying, that how the transaction rate, the proof of coverage, you can see 2 o'clock my time, everything starts to pick up. And if I go back to the announcements, nevertheless, only 2/3 of the network. I can't comprehend why that's happening. The core team is seeing very slow improvements of proof of coverage receipts since the validator release. The slow change is likely due to validators going offline and upgrading themselves to get back online and sync to the tip of the blockchain. We're hoping that this case for the slow improvement. But we are prepared to issue a light hotspot rollback tomorrow Tuesday at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. That'll be their time. So about 30% are not upgraded online. This is 2 hours after the last update, so that they've hit this 66%, and then that last third still isn't happening. Anyway, nevertheless, this is the interesting part, is the rollout one. Before I touch that though, we've identified another bug where proof of coverage manager on the validators are crashing out every 50 blocks and purging the challenges. This is being reviewed as part of a new validator release. So basically they're saying that they're trying, but it's not a guaranteed one upgrade fix all. But as you can see there, I think this is what they'll be going on about there. So there's the 2 o'clock, and then bang, you see that sharp drop down. Bang, you see that sharp drop down. There. That's the every 50 blocks. I presume that's where it's crashing back down and then spiking back up. So if I can zoom in on that, in fact, just to show, as you can see there, that it just absolutely drops off every 50 blocks and then shoots back up. What we are seeing though is everything's just staying the same. Like literally, it's almost mimicking every block. For proof coverage, transaction rates, witness counts, everything seems to just be repeating itself, which tends to suggest that they've hit this ceiling of 66% validators, because if more validators were coming online, I'd expect that to change, but it's very much mimicking it. So my personal opinions, we've only got 2/3 of the validators online still, because we're not seeing any change. So if we go back to the announcements though, so the light hotspot rollback, and this is what they said would need to happen. More than 90% of validators upgraded, and proof of coverage receipts per block is still consistently below receipts. So if I go back to the data, the dashboard, you can see that we're over 100 on all of the transaction rate and on the proof of coverage rate. And not by a lot, but nevertheless, we're over by 100. What concerns me, and I don't know what's going to happen, is if they say it's this part here, the 90% of validators upgraded. Well, what happens if we only stay at these 66%, like the data on the chain is showing there? What happens if we don't get to the 90% validators? Do we just have to wait to see if they're going to upgrade, or are you going to roll us back? I don't know. It's annoying. I don't know whether they're going to look at it and say, right, well, we're over 100 on 66, so we've got to go up if we go to 90%. But we're just going to have to wait to see what they suggest. If you're not sure what that means with the rollback, basically they're just going to go straight back to how it was prior to the 11th of May, where the hotspots were challenging, the hotspots were doing the proof of coverage. Basically, all the hotspots were doing everything, and the validators hadn't been given this challenging responsibility. But we've not met two of the key components for them to do this rollback. So I don't know whether we're just going to stay in this limbo because the validators aren't doing the job, because they go on later to say things are improving, proof of coverage receipts per box have been steadily increasing, and we no longer see the cycle receipts of earlier today. Well, I've just shown you that it's showing that it is cycling, and it's still cycling as I make this video. Things are improving. Our average receipt per block is now at 109. So if we have a look at the data, it's now looking like we're we're around the 150 mark, but they never said how many validators were on at that point. They've stopped updating us on how many validators have come online. So it'd be nice for Helium to just say, you know what, this is where we're at. I think that's the next update that we need. How many validators are performing as they should? How many validators have done the update? Is there repeat offenders? If there is repeat offenders, what are you going to do about it, Helium? And how are you going to resolve these repeat offenders so it doesn't happen again on upgrades? Or if we do roll back, how are you going to get these repeat offenders in the of the validators to ensure that they do make these upgrades that they need to do in the updates? But that's whereabouts we are this morning on the Helium network. I'm going to continue to monitor the Discord channel and the updates, and if sure as hell, damn it, if we are going to do a rollback, I'll be back on here to tell you guys. So yeah, thanks very much for watching the video. If you like this video, please could you give me a thumbs up? Give me a comment what you think about the validators in the comments below, and I'll see you on the next video. Cheers, guys.